Let us now study the kinetic theory of gases. The kinetic theory of gases is broadly based on a large number of assumptions. These assumptions are known as the ideal gas assumptions. As we classify these assumptions, these are first assumption being this. The ideal gas assumptions start with the fact that any gas will have a large number of particles, basically infinite particles. This is the first assumption. The second assumption being the volume occupied by one gas particle is negligible compared to the total volume occupied by the gas. By this, we mean that, say, if we have a container full of gas, the particles of gas in this container, they are infinite. So the volume occupied by one particle individually is going to be much less than the entire volume of the container. This is what the second assumption is. The third assumption is dynamics of the particles follow Newton's laws of motion. So if we consider one particle individually, separating it out from other particles, we can apply Newton's laws of motion very well as we apply them to point masses in our normal daily life. The fourth assumption is the probability of movement of a particle in any direction is equal. That is, a particle can move in any of the three dimensions with equal probability. There is no specific preference given to a direction by any particle. The fifth assumption is particles interact with each other and the walls of the container through perfectly elastic collisions only. This is a very important assumption because this is something we will be deriving now. We will be using this assumption to derive something which will be useful in our further calculations. Last, we can say that this is also an assumption that all the particles in the container are identical. That is, all particles are indistinguishable. If you pick up one particle in one go, in the next turn if you pick up another particle, it is very difficult to say that that particle is going to be different from the particle you picked up earlier. So these are the assumptions of an ideal gas. Let us now look at the expression of pressure exerted by an ideal gas on its container. Let's say we have a cubic container. Say we have a gas filling up this container and that gas is an ideal gas. Let's say this is the x direction, this is the y direction, and this is the z direction. We consider one particle of mass, let's say small m. This particle of mass m will have velocities in all directions. By this we mean that it will have three components of velocity. Collision with the wall, and among each other, are perfectly elastic. So if this particle is colliding with the wall, it is going to exert some force on the wall. That force, when contributed by all such particles, will yield us a net pressure on a wall. So how does that force come about? Let's say we have this particle of mass m. It is say moving in any arbitrary direction with velocity v. Let us now consider a 2D case. This will have a component of velocity say vx in the x direction and a component of velocity vy in the y direction. Say this is the wall. This particle travels this path, hits the wall perfectly elastically and rebounds with this velocity. Note that the velocity that is getting changed is only in the horizontal direction because there is no friction acting, and because it is perfectly elastic, the velocity in this direction in the reverse will be the same of the same magnitude. So if it had a velocity vx in this direction and vy in this direction, it will now have a velocity vx in this direction and a velocity of vy in the same direction. So if we look at the net change of momentum of this particle, we are looking at del px. Net change of momentum is p final minus p initial. The final momentum is minus m times vx. The initial momentum was mbx. So this is going to be minus 2m vx. This is the net change of momentum of the particle. This is also going to be equal to the impulse offered to the particle by the wall. So we can say by Newton's third law, this is also the impulse acted on the wall by the particle, but with different sign. So the impulse on the wall is going to be equal to 2 mvx.